get the completely wrong idea of what I think
Of course it'd be that one.
about this. Hello, my weebs and gamers, my team. Make me a quick short list of some of the most prevalent anime tropes. This isn't a complete list of every anime trope, because God forbid there are so many. I look at this and I'm like, I can't really think of many others that are not just like genres or shit like that. Oh my God, he really had to pick some of these, didn't he? If you watch enough anime, you see some things that are prevalent in the anime medium. Some of them I never get bored of, no matter how many times I see it. Sometimes I'm like, this is just anime being anime. And sometimes I'm just like, man, this makes me ashamed to be an anime fan. So I'm going to talk about some of my favorites and some of my most detested anime tropes and cliches that you can find in the genre. First thing, the tragic anime backstory. Now,
before he goes and does his, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna do mine. Let's see, tragic anime backstory. Okay, first I'm gonna say my piece on it, by the way, this is used a lot. I will say I don't hate it if it's done right. If it's done badly, it is horrible. But if it's done right, it's great. So for me, I'm gonna put it on B. I don't hate it if it's done right. If it's done bad, it's garbage. But I'm gonna put it on B.
I don't know if this, I guess this is kind of a trope, right? Has it been done so many times that it is a freaking trope now? This one is actually pretty fucking hard because tragic anime backstory covers an entire spectrum of different anime and different genres. I think the important thing about the tragic anime backstory, because when I hear about tragic anime backstory, here's the trope that I think of. There are two scenes. It's either the first scene is in the middle of a fight, and then you find out the tragic anime backstory, and that anime backstory leads to some kind of power-up. Character gets a power-up because they remember this tragic anime backstory, and then
mid for
he
me.
defeats the villain because he remembers the powers of whatever happens in his backstory.
Or,
and the other thing I think
tragic backstory.
Tragic anime
Through the friendship or tragic backstory.
Oh, fucking Demon Slayer. It's not the Demon Slayer trope, but my God, does Demon Slayer do this for fucking everyone, okay? Let me set the scene. The villain's about to die. We don't give a shit about the villain. Cut to tragic anime backstory. Oh no. Now the villain got a bad backstory. It happens a lot, not just for villains.
There is
but one of the biggest death
Yeah.
flags you can have in.
Yeah, they pretty much everyone in Demon Slayer has a tragic backstory. Think about it. It's harder to think of a character that doesn't have a tragic backstory to them. If you've watched it, think about it. Think about it. Because it's true.
An anime is if this character who has had no character development suddenly gets a shit ton of backstory and a shit ton of flashbacks and it's all sad.
They're dead.
You fucking know they're gonna die, man. You fucking know they are going to die.
It's a red flag.
I'm gonna put this right smack dab in the middle. I do not feel strongly for it or against it. It all depends on the execution. Moving on to Ara.
Ooh. Ooh. Where? Oh, God. I gotta admit, I'm a sucker for it a little bit. I don't think it's I don't think it's S tier. I do think it's A tier, though. It,
Ala. Motherfucker.
Why do you think I added that in the first freaking place? Not only so that we could throw tails at me, but because I did like it. It's a good one. It's a good one. I like it. It's not S tier, but it's definitely A tier in my opinion.
Yeah, there's. I was trying to think. Here's the thing: has the internet ruined Ada now? You know what I mean? You know,
A little bit. I will agree that the internet has ruined it a bit. Been a little overused. Everyone. There's a lot of. I know a lot of freaking streamers, not just VTubers, mind you. There are some flesh tubers, as VTubers like to call them, that do Ada.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't to me.
I feel it has.
If I hear it in anime, I'm still, yep, this one's a banger.
No,
Another
I
thing
don't think
that
it's S tier, though.
the internet has definitely ruined for me is the Ahegal face. That
no.
used to be
Freaking-
hot, and now
No,
I see enough TikTok.
No, I can't stand it. I can't stand looking at someone doing it. I can't. It's not so bad when like a VTuber has a toggle that turns it on but they only leave it on for like a split second. I just can't stand watching people on like Twitter or Instagram or no.
Girls doing that fucking face, enough cosplay girls, enough e-girls doing that face, and now I just fucking cringe, man. It was never hot, yo. You capping, man. You capping. But every time I hear an Ada, whew, all right,
It's good.
Still hits the same.
I want the diet.
Signature.
Ooh. This is another one that if it's a good signature, if it's a good attack, yeah, I like it. I will say, I believe it is S. Because if you are watching a fighting anime, a combat anime, a shonen anime.
For real?
For real. If you're watching a freaking shonen anime or combat anime or whatever, if they don't have like a really cool signature attack, I'm sorry, it just doesn't feel complete. There are some shows that pull it off without a signature attack, but I don't know. I grew up on shonen anime that have signature attacks or signature abilities. Yeah, I'm going with S.
Attack, or I guess like shouting your attack names, which is definitely very, very anime.
Yeah,
this is A tier. This is A tier. Here's the interesting thing. This only works because it's anime. You see a live action adaptation, or you
a live action can't. No, it when I see it in live action, it just doesn't work. It causes me to cringe very hard when I see it in live action.
Live action film, if they start shouting out attacks, that's just fucking weird and that's just fucking cringe. But for some reason, when you see someone shouting attack names in anime, that shit is.
Now see if. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. There is no live action Dragon Ball movie. There is none. I refuse to believe that there is any live action DBZ or Dragon Ball anime at all. So what if you think there is, you're mistaken, and you need to forget it because it's not real. There is no live action Dragon Ball. But anyway, if a real live action Dragon Ball movie was actually to be made, they would have to do this. You cannot have a freaking Goku do a special move, especially if it looks like this, and not have him shout it out.
Hype. I'm gonna be a One Piece fanboy again. You can see the difference between the live action One Piece adaptation and the normal One Piece anime, where
I didn't. Okay, yes, the live action One Piece, I did cringe a little bit, but at the same time, it wasn't bad. I got used to it, I think.
In the anime, it felt normal for everyone, no matter how serious or goofy that character was, to shout out their attack names. And bonus points if you're an OG One Piece fan who knows the hype of when a character shouts an attack name and that attack has its own particular font that goes with it. And then in the live action adaptation, it didn't work for some characters because it's fucking weird if you do it in live action. At worst, shouting attack names is just a bare bones
I didn't mind it so much.
Here's what every anime character does. At best, it brings so much fucking hype. Moving on to beach.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for beach episodes. I'm a sucker for beach episodes. I know they are overused, but I can't. I can't. Skip. I'm not skipping. Look. I can't help it, all right? I like the beach episodes. I really like the beach episodes most of the time.
People saying S, people, God. Chat, you are too blinded by boobies, man. You are too blinded by boobs.
Don't you put it on? Oh,
I think beach episodes kind of overused. They're fine.
Look, I won't deny it. They are used a lot. They are used a lot, but I still don't mind them at all. I still enjoy them.
We're gonna complain about a beach episode, but to me, guys, I'm an onsen episode guy. Come on, okay.
Onsen.
Guys. Beach episodes
Shut
are
up.
fine. Wake me up when we get to the hot springs episode. That's the superior beach episode, man. Come on.
Okay, come on. Come on.
Sometimes there's a place for it, but there have been some beach episodes that have completely put the plot on a standstill, and that's kind of pissed me off because I'm just like, yo, can we just get on with the plot, please?
Yeah.
Unless you have something like Code Geass, where the beach episode is also technically the plot episode as well. That's the best kind of beach episode. Moving on to Cat Girls, Monster.
Oh man. If anybody knows me at all, you know I have a freaking weakness for cat girls, monster girls. I mean, hell, look at me. Yeah, and this is fair. And this order right here is fair, by the way. I will definitely take cat girls over the beach episode, but you know, if you have some cat girls on a beach episode, that's some good stuff right there. Some good stuff right there.
The girls, etc. D, did you make this list? I know you made this list, D. I know you put cat girls, D, but did you really want to put how cat are we talking here, D?
Oh, come on. No.
I don't know why, guys. I'm kind of over it. Cat girls specifically. I don't know what's so exciting about it. What gets added
that is
by
not
this girl having cat
that
ears,
is a
which
creature.
is most of the time. That's the only commitment they have. They just have cat ears, and they meow for you. Nah, you know what? Monogatari. See, this is where we differ, right? I'm a Senjagahara guy, man. I'm a Senjagahara guy all the fucking way, man. Holo though, oh, you are right. Oh, but she's a fox. She's not a cat. Cat girls, monster girls, etc. Like, if it's just cat girls, I do not really understand the appeal of cat girls. Monster girls are cool in concept, but when you get to the point where you go to like Monster Musume and you're having fucking slime girls and you're having fucking spider girls and horse
Monster
girls.
Musume is culture. Damn it.
All right,
Monster Musume is culture.
Maybe just bump it up a tier. I think what happened there was my logical brain went, this is really weird, and then some part of my lizard brain went, hold on for a second. Let him cook. Let him cook for a second. Moving on to explaining powers mid.
This one, yeah, this one definitely I think is a C. I don't hate it, but oh my god, I am definitely tired of it. A or B for explaining powers? Look, okay. sometimes it's nice to have them to explain it, but at the same time, I would rather show, don't tell. All right. Yeah, no.
Battle. Ooh, people don't...
Especially mid-battle. Especially mid-battle. That fact right there, that it's mid-battle, drives me nuts sometimes.
Really don't like this. I'm really torn because it's either like you're either watching JoJo or Bucky or Hunter x Hunter and it's like here, or you're watching everything else and it's like here. You know what I mean? One of the things I love about Jujutsu Kaisen is that, at least in the anime adaptation, it has a really good balance between explaining weird anime powers and letting the powers speak for themselves and letting the visuals speak for themselves. That's why I think some of the action in Jujutsu Kaisen just goes so hard, just because I don't really feel a point where the explaining the anime powers gets in the way of the action. Because my problem with this is not the concept of explaining anime powers, it's the concept of explaining powers that ruins the pace of a fight. One of the biggest marks of a good adaptation to me is when the anime chooses when to adapt the power explanations and when to let the visuals speak for themselves. Because I understand why this trope exists. This trope exists because action is fucking hard to portray on a still page, right? On a still page, you might need to walk them through exactly what's happening because sometimes it's just fucking hard. There are some exceptions.
I'm still gonna. No, I would never.
For the most part, it's a C. Moving on to.
Ooh. Fan service is definitely either a B or an A for me. I like a little bit of fan service. There are shows that go a little too much in the fan service, and I definitely like put it around here in C. But then, if you get, fan service to me is kind of like a spice. Literally, I mean, you can think of it that way, exactly like that. It's spice. You don't need a whole lot. You only need a pinch to add to the quality and make it an A. Now, there has been shows that I've enjoyed that have been damn near freaking a tie with a hen on it. Or a hen with a tie on it. But anyway, I think I'll actually put that on B. This one is definitely kind of similar to the tragic anime backstory. If it's done right, it's really good. If it's done excessively and it doesn't add to the story or whatever, or adds to the enjoyment of the show, then it's just it just can be annoying. I'm gonna put it on B. I'm gonna put it on B.
Fan service. Yeah, this is B. Chat is too horny. There is a time and a place for fan service. I adore fan service. There are times where fan service does not belong in a show. Fire Force. Let's talk about the moments in Fire Force that were ruined.
They did that poor character so dirty. She is literally nothing but walking fan service. She doesn't want to be either. But that poor character.
Because of fan service. This isn't me complaining about fan service. This is me complaining about when you are invested emotionally
excessive
in a scene
fan service for no reason.
And then they throw in fan service. It's like using the ultimate technique, but using it wrong, so it backfires on you. When you have a show like fucking 100 Girlfriends, I would say fan service should be treated like the forbidden technique. Moving on to...
Straight up D. Straight up D tier. I'm sorry. There's only been like a handful of filler episodes that I did not dislike. And even then, I would still put it there. But in general, filler episodes are D. One Piece has done filler episodes rather well, because what they do with some, not all, some of their filler episodes or filler seasons is actually stuff that did happen in the story. It's just that we didn't see it from the manga point of view. I can agree with that, because at that point we're seeing stuff that happened that we did not get to see in the manga, and the filler episode is technically freaking canon. When filler episodes are not canon and they're just there, I absolutely hate it.
2 filler episodes. Come on, this is...
Yeah.
This is... Thank God. This needs to be a tier lower than D. This needs to be a tier lower than D. I am so glad that filler episodes are now dying out. I didn't understand the era that anime went through back in the Big 3 Shonen, where companies felt this pressure to keep airing this anime weekly. I'm glad they realized that audiences have enough patience to wait for seasons of anime so that they can enjoy highly condensed, high quality episodes instead of just shitting out weekly episodes and padding it out with filler episodes and filler arcs. The only thing I will say is One Piece, please learn from that. I'm gonna be real. When I saw the Kakashi Mask episode and when I saw the other filler episodes before that, I didn't know what it was filler. But as soon as that happened, something just clicked in my mind and it just made so much sense about, oh, that's why sometimes it feels like episodes just are shit. A scene like Shikamaru's shogi match with his dad, which is technically, by the definition of filler, a filler moment because it's not in the manga, but it adds so much to his character that was not present in the manga, and it built on the foundation that the manga had, and it's one of my favorite anime only scenes in all of anime. Absent or dead parent.
Aww. All right, hold on, where is that? I don't see it here. Absent. There it is. Okay. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. It is definitely a very overused trope. I would actually prefer to see something, okay. I would actually rather see the parents. Look, I know this is going to sound dark or whatever. I'd rather see like the parents either get murdered by the villain of the show or have them like beaten up so that they can't, help their child or whatever. I don't know. I think, dude, it's way. I don't hate it like I do filler episodes, but I just can't stand it. I just so overused.
Meh. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I know why it exists. It's overused, to be honest. Okay, my biggest question is, yes, there are so many fucking anime with absent or dead parents. Do we want the parents there? Yes, it's unrealistic that every anime character...
I would like to, in truth, I would just like to see the parents be there for a change of freaking pace. That's all. At this point, just having the parents be there, either something happening to them so that they can't help. Like I said, it sounds dark, but having the parents died because of the villain, that'd be something. But if they're just gone, they've gone on a business trip.
It says dead or absent parents. In general, even with someone like Kirito, for example, Kirito's parents are present. They do show up at the end of Alicization, but for the most time they're absent. And to be fair, I don't think having a whole arc with his parents would have added any new dimension to Sword Art Online. A lot of the times I think that they would just affect the pacing. The only times absent or dead parents are good is when it actually builds on the plot or the themes, or helps with the character development of the show. It doesn't really do add or anything to the show, but to be fair, doesn't really detract anything from the show either. All right, moving on to genre deconstruction. Is this even a trope?
Genre deconstruction. Are we talking like... Okay, first of all, the image that they show for it is freaking Monica Magica, which, that is a good show. As far as, yeah, this doesn't feel as big of a trope. But then I guess you could also see it like freaking Konosuba. You have your dark deconstruction. You have your comedy deconstruction. I can see this. As far as where I'd put it, I think I'm gonna put it on B. If it's done right, it's great. But you can also mess it up completely and the show just not be good. So I'm just gonna put it on B. It's not bad. Not great.
Can I add a new tier, which is just what is a deconstruction? It's hard to call this a trope, number one, because I don't think anyone really truly understands what a genre deconstruction is. One of the biggest trends that started in the video essay community is we would call X show deconstruction, and then we would have new video essays being like, actually X show isn't a deconstruction. It's now just a meme just to call everything a deconstruction. Calling something a deconstruction now is more a marketing strategy to be like, yo, this one, it's different. It kind of just became a meme.
Different.
I'm actually going to omit this just because I don't know how this is a trope at all. Unless it's just the fan base calling everything a genre deconstruction, which in which case it would be C or D tier. So, moving.
The power of friendship. Okay. This is probably. Okay, if this isn't the most overused anime trope, I don't know what else could beat it. I really don't. But where to see? Oh God. To me, it's either B or a C. I kind of want to put it at a high C. I think I'll put it at a high C. Look. Oh, God. You'd say B? In truth, it could either be a very low B or a very high C. And if I want to be kind, if I want to be... I'm going to go a high C. I'm just going to go a high C on it. It is... But do I hate it? I don't hate it. All right, I'm gonna put it on high. These right here are ones that, okay, this I hate. When it's on a D tier, I hate it. I don't like it at all. This is it's annoying. You'd say that C is where it's annoying, and B is it's fine. A is I like it, and freaking S is I love it. Let's put it that way. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna put you on C. I can't. I'm putting it on a high C. I'm gonna leave it there.
On to the power of friendship. I'm gonna put it C tier. Power of friendship gets a bad rep, I think, because of Fairy Tail. There are two sides of this coin. Let me break this down for you guys. Call it the power of friendship, F tier, right? Call it having Nakama, S tier, right? Because we have One Piece. But are they not the same thing? It is definitely the anime trope where working together, the power of friendship prevails. But I do think that there is some kind, it's not like completely, it's not completely down here like F tier. Are we counting like comrades and bonds in the power of friendship, guys? Are we just going to discount Gurren Lagann and how hype that was? Or the fucking bonds of friendship that my
I'm still putting it on a high C.
JoJo went
putting
through?
It on a high
I think
C.
It's cringe if it solely relies on just the power of friendship prevailing through everything. But having a strong bond with your fellow comrades and your fellow comrades around you, and wanting to become stronger because of that, I think that's good. I think that's fucking goated, and I think that can bring some really, really hype moments. I think this is C tier. Moving on to Harem.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. I have a very, very soft spot for harems. Hell, the freaking harem that's in here, that's the freaking image for harems, is one of my freaking top favorite shows. I love Tenchi so much. One of the ones I grew up with. I'm sorry. It is. I will put it on the low S tier. I could put it high A. I could put it on high A. Yeah, I'll put it on high. I'll put it on a high A. It's definitely a. You're just jealous you don't have them. I don't. It's not about being jealous for it. It's about enjoying the freaking show. Like I here, freaking Tenchi. Like I said, is one of my favorites. I enjoy several harem anime, and it's not just because I'm whatever. If I was being jealous about it, I would hate the show, because then it would be like the whole freaking, why him and not me? It should have been me. No, I don't care. At the same time, I freaking, I have a softball. I'm putting it on a high A.
I'm just gonna be degenerate for some reason. Can harems ruin a show? Here's an important question. Yeah. Okay, because I think there are two types of people. I think this is the latest example of this shit, right? Oshinoko. This was one of the highest rated shows, of last year.
Okay.
And the people I've talked to have had two kinds of opinions about Oshinoko. They had the point where they were invested because of the murder mystery aspect, and then they kind of introduced the whole best girl aspect to it, where it suddenly just became, oh, who likes the main characters more? Is it this girl? Is it that girl? A lot of people didn't like it. I didn't happen to be one of those people. I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna complain. I can see why it's not for everyone, but I'm not gonna complain. I actually don't mind this trope too much. Let me tell you why harems is in S tier for me. To some, it may ruin, or to some, it may detract from the point of the series, or it may detract from another point of the series. To me, I see harem, and I'm like, ooh, I sense a bit of spice in the story coming up. Ooh, it's not for everyone, but I'm just gonna fully embrace the fucking trash man that I am. I can't think of a single place where a harem has actively ruined a show for me. If you watch a harem anime, you're not watching a romance anime, you're watching a sports anime. That's what I like about harems, man. It turns the anime into a sport. Now, people are gonna get the completely...
All right, before he places it, we've already seen where he's gonna place it. Incest, wincest. Okay. If I'm gonna put it here, because there's a few there. Okay, is it trash? Yes. It's trash. It's trash. I will say that I think I put it below Power of Friendship. I don't hate it. It's not something I hate, because there's still a few shows that I do enjoy that have this stupid freaking trope in it. But at the same time, yeah, no, it's totally freaking trash.
Wrong idea of what I think about this.
Now see, the thing is, for him, for Garnt, he has a lot of favorite shows that that include this, but I think we already saw where he's gonna place it in the intro.
Let me think about this for a second.
Yeah, I figured he's.
Yes, I said it. Okay, and while we're here, let's just put this here as well.
Oh, wait, that was in there. I didn't even notice that. That's because it wasn't next. 0-1. Okay. Okay. First of all, it depends on what they're doing with this character. If they're going this damn route, then yeah, no. Then no. If they're just throwing in a little sister character into the show, then it's not bad. It just depends on what they're doing with the character. Does the character have a younger sister? that is like, you know, it's part of the story or whatnot. I mean, like Bleach had Bleach. In Bleach, there's 2 little sister characters. And you know what? They're pretty good. They're pretty cool. They're pretty kick-ass, in my opinion. They're not, you know, a major part of the story, but they're there. And then what's another one? It all depends on what they're doing with this character. If they go this damn route, then yeah, no, that's not a cool win. It all depends on what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah, Ichigo had 2 sisters, had 2 younger sisters. And you know, the older one she was actually pretty badass. I kind of liked her as a character. From what I remember in the original freaking anime, they didn't really do much with either of them. But it all depends. It all depends on what they're doing with this character. If she's a part of the story, but you know, not trying that, then it's fine. I like it. I like having I like when a character has family. But anyway, it all depends. It all depends.
People think because of some kind of shows that I like that oh God must think it's fucking here or something, right? God must think it's fucking here. No, people misunderstand why I enjoy the shows that I enjoy. Like I said, I enjoy it when there's a little bit of spice added, when there's a little bit of a taboo, a little bit of spice, a little bit of
okay. Can we just
in there. Most of the time, you see this shit and you see this shit, and it's the most fucking basic. Oh, Oni-san. Oh, Oni-chan. Oh, I'm a good little sister. Oh, Oni-chan. Oh, and I'm like, that's just fucking, that's the cringe, man. That is the cringe. Maybe I just hate little sisters, man. Okay, actually, hold on a second. I'm thinking about this. Maybe if it's an Oni-san, I'm more okay with it. Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait. Totally me being a single child moment. I do feel like most of the sisters in anime are little sisters. I feel like the balance is skewed. I feel like there are way more Emotos than there are Oni-sans.
There are.
This,
but there are still some older sisters in anime.
Most of the time, it's just the most bare bones. Basic...
A lot of the times when you see older sisters, they have, you know, they are older sisters to younger sisters, and not, you know, older sisters to younger brother or whatever. But there are some. I do know that for a fact. It's just, yes, the majority of them are little sisters. But anyway,
here's your doujinshi bait character.
But once
right
again,
and I'm
it
like,
depends, because I'm sorry, one of hell, look for Demon Slayer. There's a little sister character in Demon Slayer, Nezuko, and I freaking love that little cinnamon roll so much.
This is not what I'm looking for. This does not sell me on the show. In fact, this makes it even worse for me. Kirino? I should rewatch.
No, don't.
Not another isekai.
Not another isekai? Oh, come on. And I'm leaving it on S tier. I will put it on the back end of S tier. It is low S tier. But damn it, I do love me some freaking isekai. I can't.
This is a good B tier. This is a good B tier for me. If I put it here, I think I would just be lying to myself. It's right in the middle. Of course, I'm the isekai trash man, but even as someone who defends isekai to the death, I don't think I can put it any higher than B tier. It's not really a trope. It's more of like just a genre at this point. Oh,
I mean, true.
Time for the next one. The 1000.
Once again, this is definitely another character trope If done right, I like it. If done horribly wrong, I hate it. I'm gonna put it on high C. I'm gonna put it on a high C. Because like I said, it's literally, if it's done right, I like it. And it could either be here or here. If it's done if it's done wrong, it goes here. Period. There are some that are just like, no. I can think of one show right off the top of my head that definitely did the 1,000-year-old vampire lolly that definitely belongs here, but I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it high C.
Your old lolly one. I'm gonna be real, guys. This is D tier for me, man. I know it's a trope, and I'm not on the camp of some takes you would see on Twitter.
It depends.
Fucking why? Why do we want this? Why do we want this? Let's take one of the most famous ones, for example, Shinobu. Are you going to say to me, unironically?
Okay, look, first of all, can I just say, I love her character because she's freaking adorable, but at the same time, yeah, it's a bit much. And this is not the freaking 1,000-year-old vampire lolly I'm talking about. This just happens to be another freaking 1,000-year-old vampire lolly, which there's more than one, which isn't surprising. But I do think she's freaking adorable. I do not have any I don't have any feelings for her at all, though. I'm going to tell you that right now, because there are people that are out there that think that if you like a character, even if it is a 1,000-year-old vampire lolly or whatever, that you have some kind of attraction to them. That right there is bullshit. You can freaking like a character for the character, but not be attracted to them. I don't understand why people can't get that through their heads sometimes. I like her as a character. This freaking show is freaking weird. Just in general. I love the show because it's freaking weird. But at the same time, I've said it before, I have a soft spot. I like cute. What's wrong with I like cute kittens and freaking puppies, and what's wrong with liking cute? Just because I'm a guy, I can't. I don't get that. I hate that so much. I don't know. It's just, but anyway, I don't like how anime treats them sometimes, how it treats this trope sometimes. That's why I either hate it or I'm okay with it. It just really depends. So, but at the same time, you know,
that the child Shinobu is superior to the fucking One-san or MILF Shinobu.
I like the adult Shinobu too. She is freaking insane. Wait, where is it? Where is she? Come on. She's flipping insane. But she is a freaking murderous. She's a freaking murderer. She's a bloodthirsty vampire. So yeah, she's insane. She kills. She kills people very easily. But I still like her as the adult. Whatever, it's fine.
Or MILF Shinobu? Absolutely not. Yes, she is. No, you are so wrong. What really has confused me recently is just because in recent times, just because now there's a really old anime character. If there's just a really old anime character, people just assume it's a 1,000-year-old old.
But there are other characters that I like that fit into this trope. There are other characters that fit into this trope. It's just, you know, do I think it's over? I think it's overdone. I really do. But at the same time, they're going to do it in anime because it's a way to get around having, you know, small, cute characters. that are, of course, most of the time in freaking harem anime that are going after the main character, even though technically at that point, they are the ones that are going after an extremely young guy. So, it is what it is.
1,000-year-old like lolly trope. I see this with Freeren now, where Freeren's like, she's the fucking trope, and I'm like, is she? I don't know if my...
Could I consider Freeren a 1,000-year-old lolly? The sad thing is, there are people that are gonna agree that yes, Freeren is a 1,000-year-old lolly character because she's small. Being small doesn't make them a child, but once again, people are gonna think that.
My eyes are fucking different, but she just looks like a normal person. Obviously,
Yeah.
she has the personality of an old woman, but even on an
In a
aesthetic
way, yeah.
level, to me, she doesn't look...
I mean, yeah. I mean, look at her. She's just, to me, she looks like a small woman. That's it. But there are going to be people that are going to say that she fits this trope.
look any different.
The only thing I could say is what is she gonna look like? Is she gonna grow up? Or is she gonna get bigger in another 1,000 years? If this is her size permanently, if she's all grown up, then she's just a small woman. It depends on if she grows bigger in another 1,000 years or 2,000 years.
She doesn't look any differently than most other standard anime characters at all. She's just like a little short, right? I don't even know if she's short. The problem with this trope a lot of the time is that, I look at someone like Beatrice and I'm like, I just need to protect this person. I need to give this person a hug. The problem is, a lot of times...
Beatrix freaking deserves it. She deserves a flippin' freaking hug. She needs someone to tell her that she's wanted because of her freaking backstory. That she was freaking... I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't want to spoil it.
Right? I don't even know if she's short. The problem with this trope a lot of the time is that, I look at someone like Beatrice and I'm like, I just need to protect this person. I need to give this person a hug. The problem is, a lot of times, they're not made for that purpose. Which leads on to our next one. The other worst trope of anime.
Look, I love Master Roshi. I do love Master Roshi. I will probably put it above here. But oh my god, is this trope is so overused and it's getting very tiring. Look, I'm gonna everyone has a little bit of pervert in them. That sounded bad. That sounded really bad. A little bit is fine, but for someone like freaking Master Roshi or good old Grape Boy from My Hero or a few other characters, there's a few others that I can think of. This should actually be called the overly perverted character. Overly perverted character. But yeah, no, that freaking I'm sick of that one so much.
Why is this a character trope, man? Why is this a character trope? What does this add to your series? Jiraiya Sensei? Oh, don't say that.
Yeah.
No, not my...
Yeah. Jiraiya is a good... like I said, there are several perverted characters that I freaking love. Jiraiya, Master Roshi. I love those characters. They are overly perverted characters.
Jiraiya. The pervert thing with Sanji, I never thought was particularly funny, There are some jokes with One Piece that I just thought, this is a bit lazy. To me,
Sanji
being a
seems
pervert, adding a pervert thing as a joke is, at best, kind of eye-rolling. At worst.
It depends on how much they put into it. Sanji had his moments when he was very annoying and cringy, but at the same time, once again, he is another character that I absolutely freaking love. And but yeah, I haven't watched any. I haven't caught up. I have not caught up since Whole Cake. I need to finish Whole Cake Island and then move on to try to catch up. I am behind. all One Piece characters are, well, that is your opinion, sir. I love pretty much all of the One Piece characters. Thank you very much.
Worse is fucking Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins, and
Meliodas, oh my god, yeah. Meliodas, man. Meliodas, so bad. Yeah, Meliodas is too much. Meliodas is too much.
Makes me dislike you. The only place I think it works is because it's a core part of the character, which is fucking Rudius, and that's because you're not fucking meant to like Rudius.
Yeah, I will say at least Rudius gets somewhat better as he grows up. As he continues to grow up, he's getting less and less perverted, which is nice because he's actually maturing, which is the point of the flipping series.
Mineta as well. Holy shit, you're so fucking right. Oh, I hate Mineta so much. Moving on to power.
Oh, good old power-ups. It's a B. I'm gonna just say, if it's done right, it's great. If it's done bad, it's annoying as frick. I'm putting it in B.
Power-ups. Is there a non-hype power-up scene? Nah, this is Esther. I was trying to think if there is any point that a power-up detracts from a show. I don't think there is.
I'm gonna leave it to B.
At best, we get something fucking legendary that permeates popular culture.
Yes. This freaking scene, the first time Goku goes Super Saiyan. Super freaking hype. So amazing. It is that scene alone is S tier. But the high. Okay, you know what I'll do for it though? I put it top of B. It's the highest I'm gonna put it at. Because once again, if it's done right, like this one, like this scene here, it's amazing. The freaking scene, the freaking scene in Super when he goes into perfect Ultra Instinct. Almost, I want to say it's almost on par with this scene right here where he goes Super Saiyan for the first time. Oh my god, I was so freaking hyped. That was so freaking hyped.
Actually, you're right. This is A tier. This is A tier. I had to think about it for a second. Unfortunately, even though there are some very hype scenes, there are some ass pulls as well. Yeah. There have been times where I've seen a power up and I'm like, this is a bit coming out of nowhere, isn't it? But I will say that the ass pull scenes feel like they are less prevalent than the actual hype power-ups. For like 90% of anime power-ups, this is the scene that the entire anime has been building towards. Yeah. This is the scene that you're going to be rewatching.
If they actually, build up to the power-up, if the show builds up to that power-up and it feels earned and it is just so freaking epic.
And most of the time, it is absolutely fucking hype. It's one of the things that anime is best known for. You get an A tier. Student Council. I
don't know. It doesn't feel like I don't know. It's not like it's bad. It's just there. The student council is just there. So, I mean, it could add to it. It could take away from it. I don't know.
Indifferent towards this one. I don't really have much to say about it. I'm kind of indifferent. I don't have a feeling one way or another. When I see a student council, I'm not exactly like, fuck this show. But when I see a students council, I'm also not like, fuck yes, let's go. I really don't have much to say about this. It's fine. No, it's That's fine. Same with the deres as well.
Oh, the deres. It depends on the dere. It really depends on the dere. I am absolutely tired of most tsunderes. I don't really care for yanderes at all. I'm sorry, I don't see the appeal. If I see somebody that wants to freaking kill people that are around me so that I only have eyes for them, I just can't. No. Why would you want somebody that could possibly kill friends and family just so they have you to themselves? No, I don't see the appeal of yandere. At the same time, there's kudere, there's dere, there's several that are good. And then once again, yeah, B.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna put this down. At the end of the day, I'm talking about all of the deres, right? What I want is not a tsundere. What I want is a well-realized, well-written character first that might have tsundere traits or might have other traits. For
Fair.
example, if there's a character that is just a dere, then a lot of the
Don't make the dere part the main thing for that character. Make the dere part an addition to that character.
times they are just a one-dimensional character trope that is really lazy.
That's
That is
fair.
not to say that obviously I don't like tsunderes and everything like that, but if there is just a bare bones basic tsundere that has no more depth than just the classic tsundere traits, I'm out. I feel like anime writers and anime artists and writers should always put the character first. Here's the thing, they should have an identity above that and then have like traits being like, oh, this person reminds me of a tsundere. There should be an absolute exact reason why they are acting the way they do.
That's why I'm going to leave it at the back end of B. I don't feel like I can put it into C, but I will put it in the back end of B.
All right, moving on. Generic protagonist. I feel like
this one... Okay. So the generic protagonist, for those that don't know, is basically just a nothing character that is used as a viewer insert character. They don't really they have the bare bones personality so that you, as the viewer, can insert yourself into that character. Right there. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't hate it because think of it kind of like just eating a piece of toast. Or hell, not even a piece of toast, just a piece of white bread. Not toasted, not buttered, no jam, jelly, whatever. It's just a piece of white bread. Maybe you have a glass of milk with it. That's it. It's bland. And it's not even a hot fresh loaf or a hot fresh piece of bread. It's just freaking it's just a freaking piece of white bread that you got out of the bag. Yeah, it's okay. But you would really rather be having something else. That's kind of how I feel about the generic protagonist.
I feel like this is not doing it any justice because it says generic in it. So I'm trying to think if there's any counter argument for it to not be D tier.
I don't hate it.
I'm like, I got nothing, guys. If it's generic protagonist, then yeah, with the word generic, it's always going to be in D tier. What I was thinking was self-insert protagonist, and I'm thinking, is a self-insert protagonist bad? Well, I'm gonna add a little spice. I'm gonna change generic protagonist to self-insert protagonist. I'm gonna bring it up one. We were all 14 at one point.
Yeah.
There was one point in our life when we were kids, we were innocent, and we just wanted to dream, man. We just wanted the fantasy, man. Are you going to crush a kid's dream just because they want to self-insert themselves into some what we perceive as some cringy situation now? No.
Yeah.
If he can't hope to get
Look,
a
like I
bunch
said,
of
I don't hate
girls,
it.
then what
I don't
hope does
like
he
it.
have?
I don't-
All right, that's the best I can come up with. Let me ask you, as the edgy 14-year-old, do you think you were any more interesting of a person? Can we really say that we weren't maybe the bland protagonists ourselves at one point, guys? Okay, maybe there's a reason they exist.
Okay, now you're going a
I
little
liked
bit.
Luffy,
Now
you know?
you're going
I
a little bit
discovered
much there,
Luffy,
buddy.
You know, when I could get no bitches. This is for the 14-year-olds out there. Moving on, tournament arcs. Yeah, now we're talking.
Tournament arc. A. I'll put it at the bottom A. I like tournament arcs. Once again, they can either be shit or they can be good. And when they are good, I think they're really good. But when they're bad, I think they're pretty bad. But I will be fair because there's been so many tournament arcs that I just absolutely love. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at low A tier.
I will not accept anything else. You can be having the most dog anime of all time. You can have an anime that's completely
it's not
fallen
S.
off. You put a tournament arc in it, and I am completely interested again. Is it used a lot? Yes.
Yes.
Is every tournament arc built the same? No. But sometimes you just have a formula that works. Okay, you can have other series that do some things differently, but it's just such an easy way to, number one, build up. It's just such an easy way to introduce a huge ensemble of new characters and such an easy way to build up compelling narratives with rivals, with friendship, with a lot of different bonds that you can build up. And it's just a fucking easy way to bring the hype. The Fang.
Oh, the Fang. I like it. I don't hate it. I cannot put it in C tier. I just can't see putting it in A tier, though. I will put it there. Actually, I'll put it there in front of student council. Yeah, I don't dislike it. I will say that I hate it when they get lazy and they give them a flesh fang. For those that don't know, a flesh fang is basically what it looks like. The fang is actually part of their lip instead of a tooth, like it's supposed to be. It's just... But
okay, here's an important question, guys. Here's an important question.
It is not S tier. It is
just a little fang. I don't know. I kind of dig it. I don't know.
No.
I don't know why it makes such a difference, but it's so weird, right? You have like this anime girl smiling, and it's like, all right, that's all right. You had a little fang, and you're like,
see,
yo, that's adorable as fuck, man.
you see that right there? That's a cute little fang. Yes. Yeah. I agree.
And suddenly, this is my aesthetic. I mean, Astolfo just ruined an entire generation of boys with his flesh fang. And only his flesh fang, right?
No!
You skin fang? No, fuck you. The skin fang is great, man. All right, high school.
I think the high school is overdone. I get why they do it. Because the main audience for the anime that is being depicted is going to be high schoolers. So, where do they set the anime? In a high school. Or, the freaking protagonists in their crew go to school. It's the same thing with freaking student council. Yeah.
I mean, there have been good high school animes, but I roll my eye most times I see it. It's not completely D tier, but my god, can we have more settings, please, than just high school? I would love to have more settings than just high school. I kind of dig it.
Inner monologue? Inner monologue. I mean, the thing is, for me, prefer. I like the inner monologue. I'm used to the inner monologue. I don't hate it. I don't like require it, but it's just I'm used to it.
All the times it depends, but this is something that I think works well because it's anime. Something similar to signature attacks. It kind of breaks the convention of storytelling a lot of times, where it's like, oh, you need to show, not tell. And sometimes I'm just like, maybe you should tell me and not show me. I'm a dumb baby. You can have moments where it just brings a new dimension to the scene that's going on, especially with something like
freaking dude with Death Note.
Death Note.
It was used a lot in Death Note, but at the same time, it felt right. It felt right that we got the inner monologue in Death Note. I mean, it just, yeah.
And Code Geass, it's only at A tier and not S tier because there are some moments where I'm looking at you, sports anime. There are some moments where I think, okay, this is way too overdone. I am watching someone shoot a basketball and this is taking 20 minutes because of what's happening to see this guy shoot a basketball. No one thinks that fast. But when we are just doing mind games, it's kind of hype, man. All right, moving on.
I think it's overdone. I will say it's kind of, I don't hate it. It is overdone. If I had to put it anywhere, yeah. It's sometimes if the ones that get me, the ones that I like is when it's not overly dramatic. Like if you're watching a character and then suddenly they see like a little line of blood coming from their nose or whatever. That's kind of funny. I think that's kind of funny when it goes over the top, like this.
Same as perverts. I don't understand how this trope started. I don't get it. I never got it as a kid. I remember the first scene in Naruto, or the first episode of Naruto had a nosebleed. That was my first exposure to it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then everyone started to do it. And then I was like, oh, that's weird. That is, nosebleeds are just the PG-13 way to say someone is bricked up. And as soon as you realize that, you're like, wow, that's weird. All right, moving on. Oh
no. Okay, this one, overpowered main character. Overpowered main character is definitely, I would say, is A. It is definitely in the bottom A tier. If it's done right, it's a flippin' S tier. If it's done wrong, it is D tier, bottom D tier. But lately, the overpowered there's been a lot of good overpowered main characters, and that I absolutely freaking love. And they've been doing it right. They've been doing the overpowered main character right. There is a few that are horrible that go down here, but I'm going to put it on low A tier.
Overpowered main character is beta. Really much depends on the execution. Really depends on
it. 100% depends on the execution of the of it with the character. If it, like I said, it's done right, it's great.
The execution for every Sid Kagano, there is 10 million generic overpowered isekai protagonists that do not deserve the title or the powers that they have. Imagine a Gojo show. Well, Gojo luckily isn't the protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen, or I mean the fan base certainly thinks he is. So this one goes right in the middle for me. Moving on, running with toast.
Running with toast. I will say one thing. I haven't really seen. This has just become a joke now. This has just become a joke, and I just noticed that you can't even see the. Can I? No, it's not gonna work that way. Okay. This has just become a joke. The thing is, I'll probably put it there. I don't hate it. I just cringe. I just cringe now when I see someone running with toast
in mouth. It's weird because running in toast with mouth, I feel like it's kind of fallen off. When was the last time you saw it?
Yeah,
when was the
you
last
don't
time
really
you saw
see it anymore.
Dead trope. It's a dead trope. And it had its charm. It's not completely D tier. Actually, I'm going to put it B tier. I have no feelings about it. I see an anime girl running with toast. I'm like, yeah,
it's quaint.
Whatever. I think it's pretty pointless now because I've realized that they have stopped using it. If I see an anime girl running with toast, I will get nostalgic again. I'd be like, yo, they did the thing, man.
Still
bring
cringe.
it back.
I will
Actually,
cringe.
bring it back. Hero/villain.
This is definitely another one that depends on how they do it. If it's done right, it's great. If it's done wrong, it's bad. I'm gonna put it here. Once again, if it's done right, it's great. If it's done bad, if it's done wrong, it's bad. But I'll put it on B.
Team up. Oh boy, let me tell
S?
you, I don't
S?
fucking care. I don't fucking care. You know it's hype, man. This villain could have been.
This scene in Super was amazing. I loved it. I loved it.
The most detestable piece of shit of all time. He could have committed war crimes for all I care.
I mean,
you team up with the hero,
he did
you're
commit
like
war crimes and
hell
many
yeah,
other
man.
crimes, and
it's just I don't know why.
he's too
There are
powerful
some
for them to
tropes
really.
where my little brain goes, oh, I like this. I'm interested. This is hype. This is cool. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said.
No, I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. It's gonna be the upper B tier.
It's something that definitely could not exist. It's logic like this that could not exist in the real world, but in the fictional world of anime, if you team up with the villain, for some reason, your brain is just like, I forgive everything you've done beforehand. Who did you kill? I've forgotten. What did you do? I've forgotten. Let's just enjoy these two unlikely duo just teaming up. Okay, now we're getting into the real shit. This time skip.
Okay. The one thing I'll say about time skips, I will put it on A. I'll put it in the bottom of A. Time skips can be done. It's not okay. Time skips can be nice because most of the time when you have a time skip, it's because the characters are training or nothing is going on at the moment. They can be nice. I like them. I like them because then most of the time when you get a time skip, the show will actually like age up the characters. Like if the show has a family, like with Dragon Ball, you'll go from like kid Goku to teen Goku to adult Goku, then you go into Z, and then you get young Gohan, then like not teen, because then you child adolescent, I don't know, whatever. It's pretty cool. I like that. I like that whole thing, especially if you're seeing a character grow up. I like that. I don't know, there's something about watching a character grow up as you're watching this show is kind of nice to, I don't know.
I honestly think time skips out of everything, this is the best. Not everything else has been in order, but I will say I fucking love time skips, man. Time skips, I think, is my favorite narrative trope that you can find in anime, and maybe just in general. Okay, here's what I love about time skips, right? Here's what I love about time skips. There's like the mystery aspect to time skips.
The mystery aspect?
The first few episodes or the first few chapters after a time skip, you are just so fucking excited about. It's like coming to a high school reunion again and just seeing what everyone's been up to and just catching up with everyone and seeing the type of adults that people turn into. That is some of the most excitement when I get when you start a new arc. In the case of a shonen, number one, you're like, yo, how many new attacks do you know? How much did you power up? Are you like on the power scaling part of things? Are you A tier? Are you S tier? Even beyond shonen as well. The other time skip I remember. The Attack on Titan time skip as well.
Yeah.
Like going from like season 3 to season 4, and then everything changed and it was a completely different genre of show, bro. Like at worst, a time skip will get people talking about your series again.
True.
Like Boruto. At best, it is some of the most interesting shit. You can completely change fucking genre like you did with Attack on Titan. Yeah.
I can put it there. I can definitely up it. She's right about a few things on there. I don't feel it deserves to be an S myself, but I will put it in upper A.
Yeah, time skips are goated. Training arcs. It's
They can be good. I'll put them above tournament arcs for me.
Sata. It's not as hype as the tournament arc and the time skip, but it is nice just to know that you're about to get progression. People are like, just skip it. Nah, you need the training arc. Okay, here's the ultimate combo. Do you know why it's A tier? Because training arcs go hand in hand with either tournament arc or a time skip. It's the build-up, knowing you are going into a tournament arc or a time skip arc, okay? That's why it works so well. Training arcs don't hit as hard if it's just a training arc that doesn't lead into like either of these ones, to be fair. Like, I think the one that affected me the least was probably the Deku training arc. Like, he learned kind of like full cowling back then, and that was the one that I was just like, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. All right, moving on.
Kind of obvious reasons, considering my name and whatnot. Freaking transformations definitely have a special place in my heart. If I was gonna put them anywhere, I'd probably put them above beach episodes. Yeah. And that's my list.
To transformation sequences. It's very much execution dependent. Like, sometimes they can get tiring.
No, it is execution dependent. It depends on how they do it. It depends on the show. Yes. If it's done right, I will absolutely freaking love it.
Old really quick, but if used in the right way, they can bring the hype, baby. Because especially in some older anime, it got.
In truth, transformation sequences and power-ups kind of go together. But I will put it right there.
Boring.
Baby man.
Very, very, very quickly. That was it for my favorite tropes in anime. This is a very weird list, but it is my list. You probably disagree with this list. But that was my list, guys. If you agree, if you disagree, please comment
I agreed
below.
with a lot of the stuff that he had.
I'm streaming this live on Twitch. You can catch me on twitch.tv/Gigguk.
I agree with a lot of what he had.
I've been Gigguk.
You know, I just had a slightly different order on some things, but yeah.